Today I'm going to be making hopefully the audio is good, a garden tour, like a very early August garden tour, since I haven't done one at all yet. So I figured I'm going to walk you through just this little chunk of my little chaos garden, is what I like to call it, and the log garden area right there, and then I'll leave the rest maybe for another day if anyone is interested in looking at that. But pretty much everything that I've planted here is without a plan, like at a whim. Yeah, no planning. For context, I'm in my first year garden in Ontario, Canada. My name is Vanessa. Well, my name is Vaneza, but you can say it as Vanessa, it doesn't really matter to me. And I'm documenting my gardening / homestead journey, and yeah, let's get started. So I'm gonna grab the camera. Okay, I have this garden bed here. You can see it's full, like to the max. So one of the first rules that I didn't follow is I didn't use any type of mulch. I kind of knew how much was going into these beds. I didn't realize how much success I would have. But I knew that a lot of things were going in these beds, and I didn't really want to, also I didn't want to buy mulch. Might as well do some weeding while I'm here. But if you look through here, see, this is one of the seedlings that my friend gave me since it sprouted. It's a beet. I've never grown a beet before, so a lot of the stuff in here is things I've never even grown. But it looks really nice to me, especially in the sunset. So every single tomato in this bed, every single tomato is 0.5. I think 0.5 is fine. Yeah, every single tomato I have in this bed is the like struggle seedlings that my mom's friend gave her. Oh no, sorry, no, that's the cabbage in the log garden that you'll see in a second. But everything tomato, so here, yeah, there's actually, I've never counted, so maybe this is a good time. 1, 2, it's really hard to see in here too, but yeah, everything I do in the garden is very like chaos garden, and I like it. I'd imagine that if there's like a style of gardening, I think you can describe this as kind of like chaos gardening. Oh. So 1, 2, maybe like 3, 4, 5, 6. It's hard to tell the difference between them, and I'm stepping on my other tomato right here. But 7, let's say 8, 9, 10 or 11. Something like that. So definitely over 10, and they really look good considering I had planted super late. I'm in zone 5, zone 5A, so I had planted them super late, and I thought that compared to the ones that I have in these black beds here, you can see, if you can see, they are ginormous. These are the ones from the garden center, so you can see the difference between how these look, and they're like, I barely stake them. Like, this is my stake. See, there's like some nice tomatoes here, but none of them are, I just kind of let them go on the ground, and so far I haven't paid for it. I feel like a lot of the first year gardens, you know, you don't know what's going to happen, so you just kind of have to experiment. And, oh, totally forgot, I let my cats out and just have to check. So, yeah, my little tomatoes, I just gave them a shot, put them in ground, and just kind of like would have been happy if they survived or not, and literally all of them did, with just a little bit of fertilizing. And I don't pluck the, what do you call these things, anyway, I don't like touch the tomatoes at all, and they've done incredibly well. See, it's really interesting though. I did notice, I've heard a lot of people talking about how their tomatoes are not ripening. and I also am experiencing that. I think it's just one of those years in Canada. Well, I guess not necessarily just in Canada, but oh my god, see, it's like a jungle in here, but tomatoes are doing really well. Yeah, they're coming in everywhere, and honestly, I'm pretty surprised because I didn't expect too much from these tomato plants, especially this area here, because we have a deck on top here. I didn't really think of it when I was making this bed, but there's less sunlight here than like this. If you cut it off right here where this kale is here, so like this giant kale here, this area gets more sunlight than this area, and you can see because look at the kale, even in the back area, in the corner where no one's looking. Look, this kale is super tiny, and then you see this kale here. It looks like monstrous compared to that little kale there. And I'm gonna harvest this soon too. So even though there's a bunch of, you know, it's all eaten up by the bugs, by the, what do you call that? The worm, the white butterfly, the green chenille in French. I don't know in English, but I'm still gonna eat that. I don't care. Hey, isn't this type of, yeah, if we keep going, flip you guys back over here. In this bed, we have like quite a few, what is this? Oh, that's a flower. Okay, cool. Well, this is a squash. This is also leftover from my mom's, and I've literally never grown squash ever in my life. And one thing that I'm a little bit worried about is how heavy this is gonna be. Like, there's no squash on it now, but you can see that little flower there. I don't like oh no, the mosquitoes are out. I don't hand pollinate anything, so I'm gonna pause this for 1 second and get my therm cell. Okay, I'm actually fully covered now because I did not want to go grab the therm cell, and the mosquitoes are gonna, I should have grabbed both actually. But anyway, I'll keep going so before the sun comes down. Yeah, in this bed, I've planted, I haven't followed any of your spacing rules at all. And so far it's been okay. I planted way back when some, oops, just broke one of the leaves. Sorry, whatever. From here, it looks like a little forest of there's some lettuce here. I planted some little basil here. I started that from seed. Pull this weed out. Yeah, my beet, I don't know. I think this is so cool. It's like the first beet I've ever grown ever in my life. More basil down here. Full of tomatoes back there. Even in the back area here, have some bunching onion from my mom. And then I tried planting some cilantro here, but I actually think that maybe I spread them out this way. But I think the rain washed them down, and my mom stepped on this thing and like it fell over. You know, this is not the most stable structure, but this was free, so I used it. In the back here, and one thing that I did not think of, so this one was a proper mistake. I think that it was a really bad idea, but it works for this year. You know, first year garden, like I said, this trellising system is like super not efficient because I can't, the bed is wide enough that I've planted things in the back, but I can't reach them because I can't get through here, so it's really awkward. But it is what it is for this year, so I'm just managing. Because I ended up planting, I don't even know if it's this one. Oh yeah, here. You can see this. Planted a pepper here. And see those peppers, those were the struggling peppers too. And see there's one in the back, all the way back here. That was not a good idea, right? But they're alive, they're surviving. I'm gonna harvest that later. There's some jalapenos on there, so, but they should have definitely gotten more light than they have. So we'll keep moving on. Yeah, this squash is pretty nice. Deep down in here, there's some lettuce. I should probably harvest that soon. Some more basil. I'm hoping I can get a lot of basil this year because it's something I've always wanted to do, and I've never really had the chance. some kale that's getting eaten up, but you can always still eat that. So I'm gonna harvest all that. I don't really touch any of this. It's rained in the last, like the entire week actually. It's been very overcast and rainy, so I think the plants are kind of happy. More tomatoes here. That's my cats there. They're always running over all my plants too, so I have some, what else do I have? Here's a cucumber. This cucumber, no way. It's actually finally growing. Has flowers on it finally. It was, out of all the entire bed, this one was really struggling. Well, there's only a few, but I mean out of all the plants in this bed, it was really struggling. Like it didn't seem like it was gonna make it. And see, it has a lot of shoots on it. Like I've never seen that. It's kind of weird to me. If you like dig in here, these first leaves, it's because I think I had crushed it or something. At first everything was really slow in June, and I planted really late, and it's looking like healthier, but it's still very small and nothing is growing on it yet. It's flowering, so I guess it's still possible. It's kind of cool. Yeah, this is the first time I'm seeing this too. Here's that spinach, not the spinach, the jalapeno in the back. Here's the spinach right here. I'm gonna let it flower, and I've never seen like a spinach flower. It's really interesting. Hopefully I can collect the seeds. So this is from my friend, and it was just the timing for this was wrong, right? Because it's summer. It's something I'd probably grow more in the fall, but you know, it was something that was going to go to waste anyway, so we figured to just put it in ground. Yeah, more lettuce, more kale in the back there. I like to go from this angle down here like it's a little forest. Yeah, everything. Oh yeah, and then can someone confirm if this is a potato vine? I didn't put that there, but it could be from the compost that I had put down here because of the logs I put in here. I did end up putting some compost, but to me, this looks like a potato vine. Is that not like potato flowers? Anyway, whatever it is, it's living here, right? So we'll move on. For the most part, this bed, yeah, it's just, this is the giant kale, which is pretty cool. And it's eaten up for sure. I didn't put any BTK, just because I wasn't worried too much about it. There's a lot of kale in here and we can share. See, this is a bad idea. This was that struggling, oh, my earbud. Put you guys back in. Yeah, the struggling pepper. I don't know what type of pepper. This is the leftover seedlings from my mom, and you can tell this guy is super leggy because it's reaching up for the sun because the kale is like taking over and there's less sun in this corner. So it's still alive. I don't think it's going to produce anything, but I'm just going to leave it there. There's one in the back here too. So I would definitely not make those mistakes next year, but it was fun to experiment with it this year. I know deep in here, because I love cilantro. Oh my god, I don't even know where I know there's some flowering, so you can kind of see it in there. Some flowering cilantro. It's going to turn into coriander seeds, and I'll plant that another time. Maybe I'll just let them drop. But yeah, for the most part, this bed, this is just the back of it from this angle. I kind of know what is in here, right? But there was a cucumber right here, so this spot gets literally no light. And I'll actually move on. It's right that way. But maybe I'll go to these beds first. But I ended up pulling a cucumber out of here just as an experiment because I knew it was not going to do well here. It's pretty crowded anyway. And I was going to move it. I did move it. I mean, what are these things? Is that flowers? Like little dried flowers that are just kind of falling. I pulled it out the ground. I literally ripped it out the ground just to see, like, I know that's a really bad idea. Cucumbers already don't like to be transplanted. But I ended up moving it over here in this bed. And all these four, less than a month ago I built them, and I have no preparation for anything in particular, so I just put whatever I wanted to in here, and I pulled this cucumber out so you can see how much it struggled. Literally like ripped it out the ground, put it on here, and somehow it's surviving. It's not happy, and I don't have a proper trellising system, but it's alive. So this cucumber here was actually like growing nicely on it, and I just pulled it anyway. But you know what, I'm gonna remove it. Ow. Wow, it's crazy, it's prickly. I'm just gonna remove it and let the plant continue to struggle. Survival of the fittest, I guess, right? I guess the sun's coming down, so I'll hurry it up a little bit, or I'll stay in this angle here. So in these beds here, this is fairly simple. I just have, this is like my garden, from my garden haul video, that's a little bit older. I bought, this is like the, I can actually see it, the Lemon Boy. Yeah, the Lemon Boy here. So I know I got 2 Lemon Boys and 2 Pink Girls, and all the garden center produce, other than like the few basils, are spread around everywhere. And I literally just let these tomatoes like run their course. There's a couple of nice tomatoes, like well-sized tomatoes on them, and they're really big, honestly. I'm not even sure what to say about that. It's great. But I'm very hands-off in the garden, and I like let things be. And I've done almost no maintenance to them. So, you know, they're growing, they're green. Have some basil in here. So if I get the camera a little closer, I actually even planted some random stuff. So this is like a pepper. It's supposed to be, oh no, this is, yeah, the Purple Beauty. They have cute little purple, it's becoming purple. Hi. Star of the show. Hi, cutie. Basil here. I have more basil here, little baby basils here. Here's the tomatoes. They're looking really good. There's tomatoes like literally everywhere, dragging on the floor. I have some some sweet banana peppers here. I just had them in soup the other day. Yeah, for the most part, here's one big dirty bell pepper that I should probably harvest very, very soon. And then in the other bed, it's like pretty much the exact same thing. I'm just gonna help my cat. He's caught up. In this bed, you're looking at pretty much the same thing. There's some really nice basil in here that I'm going to like pluck off the tops, because I want to eat some pasta tonight actually, and they're starting to flower, so I'm going to pinch those off to like promote the plant to keep not flowering and get bushier. But yeah, you're looking at all the same things. I interplanted, even though this bed is full to most people, I added beans randomly here and there. Like I know there's a fava bean that's popped out. It may look like a mess to some people, but these leaves on the ground is actually bad though. I'm gonna like try and pull them off. Maybe not today, but there was like a fava bean or two. And in my last video where I started seedlings for like midsummer seedlings, I also planted my leftover purple beans. A couple of them, they're bush beans in here, but this is a fava bean, so it's just like here. It's a bush bean too, so it's not gonna need anything. Well, it could use something to climb on, I'm sure. But and in this bed, and this bed, and those 2 beds, you can see like this is a real video where like I'm not necessarily preparing anything in advance. It's like my real life as a person that has a full-time job and like other responsibilities. I garden for fun, and hopefully it's something I can do more in the future, maybe if this channel does well. But for now, it's just something that I do when I can and when I have capacity. So this has been sitting like that for a couple weeks. That has barely anything planted in it except some like Is that a weed? I feel like that's a weed. I hope that was a weed. So here, look. These are those purple beans, and I literally just threw them in ground, and you can see that I literally threw them in ground because a lot of them are still exposed. I did that in that video. I guess I could put them in now. And it was like 9, and I was already getting eaten up by mosquitoes, and here the mosquitoes are really, really bad. It's like not even funny. And it's happening right now, actually, as we speak. That's why I've been speeding up the process. But what I'm thinking is maybe I go get my thermosol and set it up, because I'm having a really hard time right now filming this, and there's still good sunlight. So you know what? Maybe I will go get the thermosol. Okay. Well, that took longer than I thought. I have the thermosol set up, and now it's dark, so I really hope that this is gonna be fine. And yeah, just to show you like the state of our house right now, of my life. Can you spot my cat right here? And these are weeds, because it's like a first year, well, it's a first year garden, but it's also like a first year house situation. We seeded clover, you know, and like on top of the topsoil, and so this is what we're left with. And I don't know if it shows from this angle, but my mom and I just finished that area this weekend, so like to give the clover a chance. I hope you can see it because it's pretty cool, honestly. Like the difference is so satisfying. So it stops right there, and then you got all of this left, so like all of this all the way to the end of the septic there. That's all we're gonna do, obviously, because that would be crazy, but it's something we're gonna do one time, and then we're just gonna manage the rest. So just to hopefully give the clover a chance. So for the rest of these 2 beds, it's just random stuff. I didn't really have anything to plant. I had some lemongrass that was pretty much like dried up and dead, and I just put it in ground. And then the rest of my basil seedlings is all I really had, and I just wanted to move them. And hopefully they have a chance. And other than the cucumber and this random little pepper that was in that back corner, that clearly, you know, I was gonna bring it in for the winter, but maybe this one isn't worth it. And actually, yeah, also the purple beans, the purple bush beans too. A couple of them have come up. So all very random, all very like chaotic, and I just like it that way. So I'm just learning about the, you know, the area too. So in this little section here, this is from my saving my berries video, which I don't know, I like it. I had a good time doing this. It was a lot of work, but I ended up saving them and temporarily transplanting them here because I didn't know where to put them, and like I needed somewhere quick to put them, so they wouldn't just, you know, die. I have raspberry here. I'm pretty sure this is a loganberry ×2, some type of raspberry here, another type of berry there, and that grape that, let's not look too closely into that, but, and a weed. Why does it look like a tomato? Oh yeah, and my mom just put some random little garlic things here, or bunching onions. I don't remember what she said, but that's that. Oh, and apparently some beans that I see that it was late that day. I just put on top of the soil, not in the soil, and a couple of them I got in the soil. They're coming out here, see? But I might as well put those like in that other bed. It doesn't look nice now, but in a little bit you can see the couple that I actually managed to put in ground have sprouted, but the ones they could still do fine. So I'll just give them a little bit of help. Maybe like put it this way. But yeah, that's the type of garden seed, like right there. I'm gonna leave it like that. And then something is coming through the bed. You know, we're in the country here, so it's fine. Well, not that it's fine, but I anticipate that. Might as well give this a little help here. and this one here. Yeah, that day, even though I had the thermocell, at some point it doesn't seem like anything helps, and I'm like I don't know, it seems like the mosquitoes really like me. I'm trying to like cope with it right now, but it's my fault for making the video a little bit later. But I am layered up and I have my thermocell. So that is about it for this little, oh, actually, bring the thermocell. I do have just like I do actually have a couple more things on the deck area there, but those are more of my citrus trees and like indoor outdoor plants and like my cactus, well, my cacti. And I have some mint up there, but that could be for another time. Here, this is my red habanero, and it's pretty dang cool. It started off super small and it's all big now. I'm gonna bring this in for the winter this year. There's a couple of, wait, where are they? Very small. Oh no, yeah, they're very small, but there's a couple. They're coming in. It's taking time. But down here, see, I just left one little guy. I use this empty area to start all my basil seeds. So everything was growing well in here, and it was like a little bit shaded, but this was way smaller before. And then every little basil seed that you see spread out in the garden, here, there. Oh, is that Buddy? Where is he? Hi. Where are you? Hi. This way. Yeah, everything. Here, I'll flip it over. Everything that was started like that, the bed that's full of basil is from that. And in this little area here, you just have a jalapeno pepper and some dill that's like flowering. And I really like dill, and I'm like pretty sad that this is all I have this year, but that's my fault. Yeah, and then that's like a dragon fruit plant that let's not talk about that. So this is about it for this little area. And I have the log garden bed in this area. This is another one of my YouTube videos. I had logs from our nice neighbors that they gracefully gifted to us, and I used them for this. Oh, cat is stuck again. Wait. It's sprinting away. I think I mentioned it in one of my videos. I wasn't really sure if this should be truly like a vegetable garden bed or more of like a perennial garden bed, because there's a lot of sun here and the wind is really harsh. Maybe the wind is something that could change in the future, but for now, because of we have pines planted in between, and like we have a couple of cedars growing, so everything is still very new, like very small. So the wind coverage is like pretty much zero here, and it's even at night like this, like it's very calm. There's almost no wind, but you can see that these guys are, you know, not looking like they're still getting wind. I have some blueberries in here. Might as well try one for once. Whew. Oh, that's sour. That's okay. So all of this section, that's my buddy. This section here, that section there. I guess I could zoom into it, and maybe I should put my flash on since it's nighttime. Does that make a difference? Probably not. But yeah, these two I got in my garden haul video. 2 blueberries, they're doing incredibly well. If I move this nice basil out the way, there's blueberry. My mom has pretty much picked most of them because they were kind of like dragging on the ground, and they probably should be eaten very soon. So I'll pick those. That's another one there. And so let's say if we go by tier, this lower tier here, I have a random assortment of things. So like this basil, that looks really nice and bushy. And it's super sandy here. Like the plants, I think it's the water that that falls from the roof and it hits this specific area. But eventually I will get mulch. So I know like the mulch rule for especially this area here, I really do need some mulch for there. But otherwise, that's a weed. This is more basil. I have some rosemary here. Some nice rosemary here. And I figured I'm going to like repot it and use it as a house plant because I don't know. I like rosemary and I feel like it's not that hard to do. And we're not in the climate to have this be a perennial. So, well, at least I don't think so. But it smells good. This is a true struggle tomato, where this is the same tomato variety. This is the leftovers from my mom. So you can remember, if you remember the ones in the back garden, this is it. There's nothing going on here, but that's okay. More basil, yeah. Fava beans, more basil, and then weeds. That's totally fine. And I made these little steps here, which it could be better, but I'm not complaining. Yeah, if I use this angle here, I kind of just step on the logs. That was one thing, like, I wondered. I'm like, should I have made a better system? Because when I go, like, if I set you guys down and you see what I'm pointing at, and I can show how I actually get to the plants, and it's not the most efficient thing ever. It's not something that I really thought would be an issue, but it definitely could be in the future. So if I set you guys down maybe like here. Okay, well, maybe I'll just walk through. So yeah, in this corner I have some more bunching onions. I just like randomly put there, and they started off really poorly. But you know, they've come back, and they always do. Everything in this lineup here, not everything, like not like the dill, but every brassica in this lineup here and here, this is all those leftover, see, like really struggling. And I'm not touching them anymore. Like, I've pretty much just given up. I'm just gonna let them do their thing. It's never something that I really would have planted in the summer like this. I feel like the fall is brassica planting time for me, but I don't have that much experience either. So I'm saying that, but I'm not the most experienced person anyway for gardening. I just took these on because they were going to go to waste anyway. So if I'm guessing what they are, to me it looks like some cabbages and some, like, maybe some broccoli, like the purple ones. And honestly, they're like murdered. The only one that's humongous and doing relatively well and still getting completely eaten up is this guy here. Whatever this is. To me, like, this stem says that this is a broccoli, but there's no broccoli, you know? And then these are the bacchino peppers, actually. They're the ones that in one of my gardening, like when I was making the log beds, in one of the clips, like, these two little guys are flying. They're just like literally doing this, and they looked like they were struggling big time, but they bounced back, and the leaves are teeny tiny, probably to accommodate for like all the wind, I guess, in this area. See, even right now, and like it's just like a really light wind, but they're tiny little ornamental peppers, and we'll see what we can do with these. I'm probably going to pickle them. I just thought it'd be fun to grow them. I thought that I planted I don't know if these are red or yellow, but they're obviously starting more like yellow, but they're really cool. So otherwise, that's the brassicas. That's some parsley. Have like a little bit of basil, rosemary, garlic chives, and more dill in the back. But I think that's about it, really. And whatever does well in this bed, I'll leave it. But I thought that this would be a good area to plant more like perennial type of, like my perennial fruits, like the berries. So like the blueberries are there and they're doing really well. So I don't know if you guys have any suggestions, please leave them below, because I am not entirely sure where to put those berries. And I like the idea that I could put things close to the house, not necessarily have them, the things that I want to access like more frequently. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but if you guys have any suggestions of where I should put certain things, where and why, please let me know. So, other than that, I have a bunch of different areas, because I'm on like over an acre, so I have a bunch of areas that I will plant things in the future, but for now, this is what I have. I have one back area there actually with some watermelon and squash, but it's really dark now and I'm scared to go back there because of the mosquitoes. Not that I'm scared, but where's my thermosol? Oh yeah. It's fine apparently because I'm fine. But if I go back there, I think it'll be over. Yeah, so that was a garden tour for August. I guess I missed like this one random pot. This is a sunflower one of my friends gave me. And it's the first big flower is like lopped off. But now, and then this is the basil. So that's an experiment because I thought if you planted a sunflower, all the things around it will die. But why is this alive? I mean, maybe they're not doing the greatest though. But these are offshoot basils, so I know that they're gonna look different. Yeah. Oh, and then yeah, there's like it's like falling over, but there's new shoots coming out this way, so maybe we'll get more sunflower, which is cool. Anyway, other than that, for now, that's the garden tour for August. And watch out for the next video where I actually harvest everything here that's ready to harvest, because I've really needed to do that for a while, like this one cucumber here that I missed to show it. Oh, it's really, really big now. Here. But yeah, so see you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed the video, and peace out. 3 pots. So one, the first year I can't plant that this year, it's not the right time. One for sure planting, and